If this music was a genre, I wonder what it would be. I don't just mean video game music. I mean this kind of chill synthesizer. It reminds me a little bit of like kind of a trancier version of chillwave. Well, hard to say for sure. Alright, we are going to go in, we're going to load our hard save here. If you'll remember, we have just found out that everything is going sideways at the Hyron station. There was people there. What we're going to do is nope right out of there. I've been thinking about this. We're carrying a lot of crap that we don't need. And there is 100% a laser rifle that we've never used. So we're going to combine the two of those. Get rid of some shit. Get a laser rifle. It's our robot buddy. Which side has the laser rifle on it? This side. And I know that because I remember the pathway for the other side. Yeah, alright, there we go. Level 3? And no actual pressure on us. We can do this. I don't really want to do the transfer. The transfer's like a 50-50 chance that it'll just redirect somewhere else.
Access granted.
Yeah, baby. I mean, it would be nice to have some of that other stuff that we need, but alright, let's get rid of some of these tranq rifles. We'll get rid of the Peps ammo. I think that'll work. That's still a buttload of stuff. Actually, I think I'm even going to get rid of the EMP mines. Alright, so lasers. Yeah. Makes a lot of noise, though. Look at our radar. Alright. So just load a new nuclear tritium battery inside of this thing. Pretend that we're not carrying around an enormous laser rifle. Interestingly enough, my health is only 100. Alright. So I'll use a stim. How are we for medical stuff? Let's just drop some of these items down here where the beer is that we don't use. And I'm going to take painkillers just to get us up to 200. Just in case we get hit by something. Alright. I would say statistically improved chances of actually being able to survive the coming things. Having this seems like a problem, but when is having an enormous laser rifle really ever a problem unless you're having some sort of, I don't know, inventory management issues? So what was our actual goal? What do we have to do? The father of augmentation therapy, or technology, just betrayed his co-conspirators by setting off a signal that's driving augmented people insane. I've got Megan's team out of here by reaching the facility's hangar bay and retracting the roof. I believe that means we have to blow the roof off this thing. I'm wondering if it's going to be as easy as just pressing this red button. I mean, we can hope. Alright.
Hey, Jensen! Looks like you could use some help! I see the scientist, Jensen. I'm landing nearby. And
wow.
I think Dr. Reed wants to speak to you. Hang on.
There's everybody. I think they just... She stunned everybody with an EMP? Why did they all get knocked down?
Adam? We're all fine, but you have to get to Panchaea and stop Hugh.
You and I aren't done with this, Megan.
I know how it looks, but you have to stop the broadcast. I think it's causing the new biochips to overstimulate the vagus nerve, creating terrifying hallucinations.
You mean it's driving augmented people insane?
Yes, and it's up to you to stop it. Use the Leo shuttle. It will take you to Panchaea. Good luck, Adam.
The vagus nerve. Heavy rifle / plasma rifle cooling system. We don't think this will actually work on our laser, do we? No. It would work on the plasma rifle should we have decided to take that. That is a hell of a thing. We'll just use the auto hack. Hangar 18, Dave 2. I just received this communication from Fortress 0. Looks like some encrypted stuff. Translation follows. Breaker 9 begins. Subject witness. Prognosis seen too much. Site 18th hangar. Inventory foreign life forms. State suspended cryogenics. Risk nominal. Solution selective amnesia. Bravo Kilo actual. End transmission. Inventory foreign life forms? State suspended cryogenics. Alright, so cool thing is we don't have to fight any of these guys. Malik did our work for us. Bad news is, man, Malik just murdered a whole bunch of people. Not that I'm terribly upset with this. It's hard to not murder people whenever you're attacking them with a cargo VTOL, but, you know, we've tried to be as non-lethal as possible. You could maybe lay the deaths of Jared Namir and Barrett and Fedorova and some of those others at our feet, but I'm not willing to accept that. Okay, so the way that we are going to get to Panchaea is by escape. Well, it says jet intake. Leos. So low Earth orbit shuttle, I suppose. It's got a magnetic ramp, so this is definitely some sort of like railgun that's going to fire us out. It has jet intakes. That means this is almost certainly a hybrid engine capable of both atmospheric and space thrust. Huh. Sure, let's ride that. I can't recall anything ever being so advanced for transit systems in it before, so...
Automated systems online. Darrow sequence 1, code 1A, preset and ready to engage. Suborbital trajectory plotted. Destination Panchaea. Begin countdown, Mr. Darrow.
I think that's a little Star Trek.
Begin countdown.
Code 000. Confirm 0. Countdown commencing.
Definitely Star Trek. Because that was 000, destruct 0. Yeah. Wrath of Khan?
Stand by for liftoff. Electrodynamic launch assist sequence commencing.
just crashed a mini space shuttle. Luckily, we hadn't achieved full orbital velocity. Played enough Kerbal Space Program to know that a suborbital flight like that significantly slower, and yet that really probably should have just flat out murdered us. So Great Britain, Japan,
Jensen, can you read me?
Barely.
Canada.
I've reached Panchaea, Pritchard. Any word from Sarah for the UN delegates?
Nothing. The installation went into lockdown shortly after Darrow gave his speech. I can't tell if anyone's even alive. And the signal's still broadcasting.
Meaning no one's safe till I get in there and shut it down.
You'll have to disengage the lockdown first. Look for a master control panel at the top of the tower.
So interestingly enough, since we've been paying attention to the game, we know that there's actually like 5 Panchaea stations, so it's pretty fortunate that we decided to go to the right one. They keep saying Panchaea, and maybe there is a main Panchaea station, but there's 5 of them. This is Panchaea 5. Alright, the tower, it says. Anybody see a tower? I am guessing some shit went down when the signal went out. Augmented pilots and stuff like that losing their mind. It seems like we ought to see a whole bunch of crazy people right now. Augmented soldiers, somebody. This is incredibly creepy and uninhabited from our perspective. Hello, free software and auto unlock kits. Shotgun burst system. Nah, we don't need that. That was kind of a cool hint. I really don't think I'd have looked up if not for the door. Let's try the other side. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of beer. I cannot let this go to waste, I'm not gonna lie. Adam's just gonna have... It's just a couple of beers, Adam. I gotta admit, I enjoy David Seraph's voice for some reason. It reminds me of somebody I knew when I was growing up. Not the voice itself, just the slightly wheedling timbre to it. Like, he's an incredibly powerful dude. And yet, he's always trying to convince you to do things or see things his way, like he's a little worried you won't. Like he realizes that you are incredibly powerful on some level. He can boss you around, but you don't necessarily have to take it, and he knows that. Alright, kind of curious about... Looks like another open container over here. A couple of open containers, actually. I mean, I'll take another laser rifle battery. We don't need the PEP stuff, though. Weapon cabinet. Combat rifles, nerve gas. Nothing we really need. Alright. So... front door seemed locked. Or blocked. I guess I don't see any option other than to... despite what he said about going for a tower, I guess I don't really see any options other than to go down. Yeah. So the box we would need to get past the electricity, should we not be immune to electricity. And we are. Well, that electrical panel seems well and truly fried. Guess I didn't really notice the mine, but it was an EMP mine, so we're immune to it, and it didn't hurt us. Oh, yeah, look at this guy. Electrified. Mine templates? We don't need it. Whoa. Looks like they went a little crazy. Look at the blood smeared across the panel. Everybody's got like $10 of credit card on them. Grenade launcher? We don't really need that, but... bunch of stuff we didn't need. But we're getting an idea of how damn serious this place is. Ooh, I hear another mine. Oh, that's a much bigger deal, isn't it? God damn it. Yeah, getting up on that without triggering that, kind of a trick. Said tower, right? Yeah. Perfect. Nobody will ever know. Alright, that is an incredible amount of laser rifle battery. I mean, this is ridiculous. We could just kind of walk through and mow everybody down with laser rifles for, I suspect, the rest of the game at this point. Alright, good thing is, everybody is crazy as fuck if they have implants. Well, and they got their software updated. We don't believe in Patch Tuesdays, so we are pretty much unaffected. Panchaea, Arctic Geoengineering. So, as I recall, the way that this actually works is both by giving a chance to cool large quantities of air and stuff like that by having this like 300-meter wide hole that goes all the way down to the ocean bottom. And they're also seeding iron, which helps with phytoplankton blooms. Whenever you put basically powdered iron into the sea, all these little phytoplankton grow, and they need carbon to live. You know, carbon makes up their bodies. They get it from the atmosphere. So it sequesters some of the carbon. And then with access to the seafloor, they'll have a nice, relatively safe place to hide it, to put it. We could go down. Yeah, let's go down. I don't really know what's down here, but... yeah. There is... okay, let's be real careful. That's a box bot. We've seen those. We know what they're like. They're basically giant assholes. Rank 5. Username Amelie. I have 11 of these auto hacks. I could probably explore for it. I can probably... let's just try regular hacking. I mean, we do have pretty much all the hacking upgrades, so we may still be able to pull this off. Yeah, we did.
Access granted.
Alright, robot? Yeah, definitely stay disabled. Camera, stay offline. So we didn't really need any of that, but that's okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, conversation history. Hyron Alpha Pod. Panchaea Oceanic Installation 5. Online. Emergency situation detected. We, us, have detected major power fluctuations, pressure instabilities, outages, malfunctions across wide areas of the Oceanic Station. Repeated alert warnings remain unattended. Situation approaching critical. Advise. Set control command unresponsive. Analysis suggests immediate activation of emergency lockdown procedures necessary. Commencing full station lockdown. To disengage lockdown, proceed to main tower and use manual override 747-736. Have a nice day. Okay. So we've got the code that we need to actually end the lockdown. I kind of wish I hadn't dumped all those EMP mines on the ground, because if I had not, I think I would have dropped one at the foot of the box robot over there, just to make sure that we were not on that buddy boy's radar. It's not currently active, but who wants to take the chance? Security rating 3.
Access granted.
Weapons that we don't use. Rockets, which we definitely do not use. Now that's interesting. I guess those don't move. They look like ones I should be able to pick up, but none of them are liftable. How about this? We're doing a lot of sneaking around for the security system being locked down, but... I mean... who wants to be exposed to all of this? Ugh. Dude was hiding up there with a rifle. That's interesting and terrible. You would never see this. You would run down the hall panicked. This dude had... well... they were augmented. Oh, no, never mind. It's not a rifle. It was a rocket launcher. Yeah, it was a rocket launcher. I'm a little concerned by the fact that that box guard has not gotten up yet. Why do I feel like the second we end the lockdown, all the crazies are going to come out of their room, and the security robots will activate, and a number of other good things. Aha! It was just an alternate way in, and we were close to it, too. Alright. I do enjoy exploring. So, the coalition that seems to be here is Canada, the UK, Japan, the US, China, Russia, the EU. I don't think there's any reason to try and, like, jump across all of this. Alright. What's up here? Ammunition upgrade and a sniper rifle. Sure, yeah. $600. Why not? Perfect. No subject. From Marcus Grant to Glenn Cross. Fuck, man, they're everywhere. No way Johnson makes it to the tower. Why the hell is he trying to disengage the lockdown anyway? We have to keep him shut in down there. Change in plan. Meet me in the hangar. We'll use one of the choppers to send back help when we're safe. Be careful.
Pritchard, Branche's broadcast center is at the base of the station near the bottom of the ocean. Is that right?
But the lockdown caused all the blast doors to seal. You won't be able to go down until you override them manually.
From up in the tower. I got it.
I feel like we can do that. Okay, yeah, that's already gonna be a mess. Cryonics. Interesting. Cryonics is the company front that Alex was working for. The third scientist, the kind of nervous one, the one who wanted the cappuccino machine. Ugh. Sunbran. Buns, classic. Is it me, or does it look like she used a fork or something like that to, like, kill herself? Like, that kind of... I don't know. Doesn't quite make sense blood spatter-wise. But look, everybody had some fucked up times in here. Looks like there are some storage rooms and the like. Alright, most of these dead bodies have nothing on them. They've been looted. Well, all of them have, I guess. Oh, we are near somebody who's crazy, though. I can hear him gibbering and see him on the screen.
I don't want it. Okay, I hear it.
You got off easier than most people. You're crazy, and yet you live. After looking at this room, I'm not entirely sure that was the right decision. So the lockdown, this is not a test, nothing new there. So really the only thing in here was some plasma power packs, a dude to knock out. It's all good. Iron oceans, phytoplankton stimulus, and global warming. This talks about using iron seeding. And this is one of the kind of crazy things, is this is possible, and it has been tested, and geoengineering your own planet while you're on it and you don't have a backup is... well, it's perhaps something we'll need to do, but it is kind of fucked up and worrying, because what if you screw it up? There is no going back. There's no, oh, we screwed up, but luckily it's not our planet. Wow. Somebody had a bad time in there. Okay, we're close to the command center. I guess I've just been trained to compulsively pick up the credits, because we sure as shit don't need them now. Alright, nobody crazy over there. security rating 4. We can handle that.
Access granted.
Well, we got a stop worm and used a stop worm. What a mess. Okay, so the lockdown from Sharon Jacobs to Russell Simons. Hey, Russ, can you tell me if the login and password I have for the security station is correct? Okay, yeah, that's the one that we hacked. Oops. I meant to escape to get me out of that dialogue. That's not how you do it. Combat rifle and ammo and a heavy rifle. And the heavy rifle / plasma rifle cooling system. They're really arming us up, aren't they? They're like, here's grenade rifles, here's grenade rounds, plasma weapons. Well, we haven't seen a plasma gun yet, have we? The only plasma gun I think that we saw. Oh, yeah. I think the only extra, or the only plasma rifle that we saw was the one the boss dropped. We're out of beer. However, I've made up for it by grabbing 2 bottles of vodka. Which, if we're being honest, is what we really need in our life. More vodka.
Access granted.
What's in here? A security station, more plasma capsules. Nothing really on the shelves. Isabella. Well, we don't know that one either.
Access granted.
Turrets. Disabled, please. Camera disabled. I mean, we could definitely have set it for, like, enemies or something, but look at all this. I mean, we were absolutely warned in advance that there was a turret down there. So, no bitching or complaining. We knew it was going to happen. All right. Now, this is interesting. We've seen this guy before. There may be multiples, but this exact character model, which is not to say this character, but I think it is, was Hugh Darrow's bodyguard. The one that was hanging out in front of the office, in front of Seraph's office when it was kind of taken over. All right.
I don't think you want to do that, Mr. Jensen. Disengage lockdown, and whatever demons this station contains are likely to come crashing out on us.
Afraid to die, Darrow? Or just unwilling to face what you've done?
Oh, I know what I've done, believe me. I take no pleasure in it.
And yet you still did it.
I did what had to be done. 20 years ago, I gave the world augmentation technology. I thought I was giving it a bright future, but instead I gave it the means to destroy itself. No law, no UN regulation was going to fix that.
People are dying out there. Hundreds of thousands of people driven to the brink of insanity because of you.
I had to convince the world. Before today, people believed we should steal fire from the gods and redesign human nature. Human nature is the only thing we have that gives us a moral compass and the social skills we need to live in peace. Destroy it, and you destroy our very species.
Don't
Live
make
in
yourself a
peace,
saint
pans
in this.
right past a dead
What you're
body.
doing is insane.
Is it? When this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you as they had planned, from the inside out. No one will be able to use the technology I invented to make others into beings they desire. Something we both know has happened already.
You think you're Frankenstein? Killing his own monster.
Actually, Mr. Jensen, I prefer to think of myself as Daedalus, watching helplessly as his child crashes into the sea.
I'm ending this. Now.
You can't. The signal is being generated from the broadcast center at the base of this facility. Panchea's security system has been programmed to protect it, and will kill you before you even get close.
You designed that system, Darrow. You can tell me how to shut it down.
But I won't. You think what I'm doing is extreme. You simply don't understand. For humanity to survive beyond this century, it must abandon ill-conceived notions about transcendence and embrace change. But for that to happen, the hard lesson must be learned. Blood must be shed.
Dismiss other people and viewpoints, use himself as an educator, maybe to stabilize if his arguments are often proven wrong, not used to resistance. Alright.
You think humanity needs to be punished? Is that it? Pain is the only thing people understand? By the time this is over, there will be no humanity left to embrace your change. The stress and horror you forced us to live through will have ripped it out of us.
I knew there would be casualties, but I thought, over time, surely the human spirit can recover. You, of all people, should be able to understand this. In your former career, were you not sometimes called upon to kill in the line of duty? To carry that grim responsibility in order to save others? You must realize this is no different. Only the scale has changed. Because the threat we face as a species is so extreme.
Trying to justify genocide. What you want to see? No, that's some bullshit.
You've convinced yourself you're right, but whatever moral high ground you're standing on is nothing but a stack of innocent victims. You're trying to justify genocide. All your talk about ethics and ideals doesn't mean a damn compared to that.
Genocide? I'm trying to save our species, and you keep twisting my words. It was my genius that created the technology. My vision that seduced Zarif and Zhao and all the others who now feed off of it. They seek to stand on the shoulders of my research without comprehending the danger that people like you pose to mankind. I am the only one with the perspective, the insight, to know what is needed.
Are you, though? People like me. You mean not like you. Your creation's leaving you behind, and mankind will evolve without you.
People like me? You mean not like you. You changed the world when you invented this technology, but your creation is leaving you behind. And as long as it's allowed to continue, mankind will use it to evolve without you. Until the father of tomorrow is known as yesterday's man.
But they cannot leave me behind. Don't you see? You and I, We're two sides of the same coin. I could have been you if it weren't for this damn blood in my veins. But I was cheated by my own DNA. Cursed to become a cripple. And I am not the only one. As long as this technology exists, mankind will continue to divide. Help me make us all equal again.
Have you read Harrison Bergeron? Do you...
You can't have the future, so no one can, is that it? Open your eyes, Darrow. Look at what your obsession is doing to the world. When all of this is over, nothing will be left but anarchy and fear, smoldering in the ashes of burning cities. How can anything be rebuilt from that?
No, that's not what I wanted. There must be something left, some hope of renewal. Because without hope, there is nothing. I will give you what you want, Mr. Jensen. Codes to shut down Panchaea's security system. But you'll still be in danger. Much of the system is self-determining and lethal. When you see it, maybe then you'll understand. The technology I created will not be the future any one of us desires. Please, help the world understand that.
Okay. The shutdown code is 2012, it looks like. What a mess. Okay, so interestingly enough, that is also the same dude that was his guy. The speech. Yep. He even wrote it out. That was not even a last-minute thing.
The codes should help you shut down the Hyron project, Panchaea's security system. When you see it, you will understand. There is no room for this technology in the world.
Alright. I mean, I don't buy it, but I get that you don't want to talk. I am a master debater, and you have, if not seen the error of your ways, at least decided that you don't want to master debate me anymore. Is there any snacks left over here? Vodka's good enough. Alright. So, security codes. We disengaged it. We can't stand there anymore. Alright, we actually have to go to the tower, I guess. Okay. That's fine.
Richard, the lockdown's disengaged. I'm heading back to the hangar to see if those blast doors are open. Have you been able to raise anyone?
I'm picking up several glimmers, but there's too much interference. I think you're on your own, Jensen.
Careful there, Francis. You almost sound like you regret that.
I mean, I feel like he probably does. He's watching the potential end of augmentation and perhaps the world and can't do anything about it. Important to note that Pritchard is in fact augmented. We had that conversation where he was talking about all of us are experiencing the glitches. So we know for sure that he is also experiencing this. Let's look at the map. I don't think I'm in quite the right place. Alright, yeah, back around and into the elevator. Alright. The radar is full of confirmed contacts. Great.
Go away, Ghost! Go away! You don't get me! Don't be difficult.
Holy shit. There's too many of them and I got lost. I got real lost. Alright, we've checked all these rooms, so it's just hug the wall, hug the right wall, go through the room, and we should be able to get through the kitchen. Okay. Well, okay. Hug the right wall going this direction. It matters. As a lot of people. I feel like I can chuck a fire extinguisher or something down the hall, but I don't know how perceptive these guys are.
I can't let them take control. Guts, keep control.
There we go. Believe me, it's times like this where I strongly consider just busting out the laser rifle, but it is not time. Alright, so what is happening on this floor? Staircase. Security room. Alright. So we've seen those guys. We know they're a problem. Okay. So I could turn on the robot and it would take all of them out. But I think that's maybe not the righteous way of doing it. I think we're going to want to cross and go up the ladder. That didn't really work out for us, did it? Okay, that's a lot of guys. And we are trying to get... where? Through this door, I guess. There's no map that I can see beyond it, and no X, but I think that's it. Alright. It's a lot of guys. Gas probably would have been a good idea. I got an idea. These guys are not the noblest bunch of people. No, there's no other good way up here, is there? There is a different air vent, but this system doesn't lead to it. Okay. That air vent leads up to the top, which I could use to take care of everybody. See what I can do with 7 seconds. There we go. Just enough time to get in here. I mean, they're not really zombies. They're still alive. They've just been driven mad by overstimulating their nerves. And yet... I could use it. Not that I think we need to. In fact, what I'm going to try and do is just see if I can take some of them out from up here. It should not matter to them if I take people out from here.
Not real! We can't control them anymore! Run! Run! What's this?
How you doing, Boo?
No! No!
Yeah, we've definitely freaked him out.
No! You don't scare me!
I mean, I think we probably do scare you.
No! No!
I think everything probably scares you.
Go away, Ghost! Go away! No! You don't scare me!
How many times do you think I can knock them out before they stop freaking out?
No, not real!
Or do you think they'll just permanently alarm?
No!
That didn't work.
No! You won't get me! You won't get me! Let me finish! Just let me finish! I got a job to do! I got a job! What's this? I don't want to hurt you. Just leave. No! No! I don't want to.
How many of them are left? Alright, I think there's like only one left. That's enough. We should be able to sneak. Really, with this much fear going through their brains, tranquilizers are about perfect. Yeah, one guy. I don't think he's gonna notice us. Alright, what do we have here? From Chantal Fournier to Henry Godot, attitude problem. I can't believe you said that at lunch today, Henry. Global warming's no joke. Most of the people in this situation came here because we know our planet's in imminent danger. Blah, 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 blah. It's good to know why ultimately they're doing it, but... Engineering. Hey, JC, when are you guys gonna finish that damn air vent? Don't you know you're holding old Darrow back from saving the world? Global warming isn't gonna fix itself, you know. Hank, that's what it was? That's what got her so bent out of shape? Alright. No useful kind of ammo or alcohol. Pretty crazy looking. You're covered in blood, so... And it literally calls you crazy worker, so I'm just gonna assume that was totally justified. Can you imagine if they were really actually relying upon what the implant said people were? You could pretty much do whatever you want. You could call, you know, some innocent nun like Terror Master Extraordinaire or something like that. Enemy leader. And you would just take them out. There better be something good from opening all this. Okay. Plasma energy, which we don't really need. Some computer hacking software. I guess that's fine. But nothing special. However, LIM. Proud to help support the Panchaea project. So there's a LIM clinic here somewhere. Hey-oh, Silly Bob. How you doing, my friend? We are in the bowels of Panchaea trying to figure out what we can do. Everybody has gone crazy because of Hugh Darrow's signal. So, we're just working our way back around, taking out the crazy people as we encounter them. Dead body. Interesting. Aha! I think she's okay, actually. Hello?
You seem relatively normal, Nishbar?
All things considered, yeah. You okay?
Thankfully, I was able to barricade myself in here when things got out of control. So, is it safe to come out now?
No. The rest of the station is still under siege. You better stay here until help comes. In the meantime, is it possible to download Praxis software here?
Yes, of course. No damage was done to the computers. See
We
for
did have a
yourself.
long conversation with Hugh Darrow himself, and we seem to have convinced him that his brand of trying to balance the scales may be worse than it actually than it would help. And he bought it. He seems okay with the idea, at least enough to give us the code to shut things down.
I will remain here, where it's safe. If you need help, or get word of help, please come back.
Ah, Firefly. That is definitely a good way to spend your time. I did pick up the, new logins. Okay, I did pick up the, achievement for Doctorate. I went back, and it was very much where I started the game. That's weird. Missing texture here. Oh, there we go. It popped in. Where I started, I could have picked it up, so it was one of those resuming play and continuing with the plot things meant I missed the book. Alright. Taeyong Medical Biochip. Attention all doctors. No doubt you've been receiving complaints from a number of patients regarding unusual neuroprosthetic malfunctions lasting between 5 and 30 seconds. The WHO is aware of this problem and is working to help us determine the cause. It's definitely not the satellites from Picus. In the meantime, we've decided to initiate emergency maintenance upgrade procedures on our own. Within the next few days, your clinic will be receiving shipments of a new Class A biochip manufactured by Taeyong Medical Corporation. It's our belief that these chips will eliminate many, if not all, of the malfunctions the patients have been experiencing. Or causing it. So, now we know why all the people out in the Arctic Ocean were still affected by this. They have an actual medical clinic here that was doing it for them. And bloody-tastic. Alright, we've got a lot of Praxis points unspent. What could we possibly spend it on that would be useful? Sprint enhancement to sprint a little faster. A little more damage reduction. We shouldn't be taking damage. A cooldown timer to know when enemy and combatants will drop out of their alarmed state. It's not a bad use. Aim stabilizer. That's what we're gonna do. Just steady the little bit of built-in shakiness that they have. Yeah, we'll buy another energy cell. It just means that we'll be able to stealth for like up to 30 seconds on a full charge. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for now. The only other thing I could think of that we might want is like a last known location or mark and track, but I don't really use those. Here, I'll help you out. There. You should be pretty safe like that.
This is William Taggart. If anyone out there is listening, I'm begging you, help. We've barricaded ourselves inside the core server room. Many of us are wounded. Please.
Bill Taggart, huh?
Save us. Please save us.
We didn't actually talk to Taggart, but I'm fine with it. I mean, he's a dick. Don't get me wrong. But I'm okay with us taking some time to talk with him, especially if it's going to help save some people. Sounds like maybe they need medical attention or help or something. These are huge stabilizers. Now, there is a whole second level down there, and I do have a lot of jump enhancements, so these guys don't have to be conscious. Down one level. Okay, so there's stairs that lead up over there. Ultimately, I'm trying to get down there, which leads us back down to this level. And then I think maybe we go back up? I don't know. That's the broadcast tower. I'm very curious about what's over here, so let's not go down too far. Let's just take some of these people out at range with our rifles. Well, that freaked him out real good.
Can't be here. Not now.
Ha ha ha! They're going nuts.
Not here.
Oh my god! Look how many of them there are! Fuck a duck, man. That's too many. That's just way too many. Alright. There is a door there it looks like I can open quickly with a code. Not really paying attention. I have 11 of the auto hacks left. I feel like if I stun the guy all the way at the end, they will all go down and look at him. Yeah, they are in an alarmed state, but they did move down that way. Okay. Is that... That's a closet of some sort. That's not... That may not be worth it. That's probably not worth it. Trying to decide if all of these guys are worth the darts it would take to knock them out or not. We do have one thing of nerve gas, of riot gas. Let's equip it. Somehow we went hostile, even though everybody should be knocked out.
I need for you to understand. Just let me explain.
Yeah, alright. I think we broke our rules there by going hostile. Let's try it again. It is a lot of darts. It's a crazy lot of them. I think they're basically telling us we should, under no circumstances, actually be attacking these people. I think that's ultimately the point of this, is to just be like, you have to get past them. You gotta be stealthy. Alright. So, we'll eat some protein powder. It looks like it would be smarter for us to go down to another level and bypass these guys and, like, come up the other stairs. So, doesn't look like there's anybody below that I can see. So we're just gonna try and jump off the side here. Could have and should have done that under stealth, but oh well. So we should be under them right now. Yep. So all of those are closets, and I ultimately don't care about any of those closets. I would like to get all the way up to check those rooms, however. So there's a secondary staircase, which means the ladder that's closest to us is the one that we want. And then up the stairs, all the way to the top. Like, I can see some guys over there. Holy shit. This is too many guys. Too many. So is there an alternate way up? Yeah, if I go this way, maybe? Nobody's watching, right? One guy, a far way away, was alarmed by us. It's unfortunate.
Get out of my goddamn head!
Man, nobody wants to be in your head right now. Trust me.
Just let me finish! I gotta talk to you!
That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys. Alright. Not real, not real, he says. Well, you sure seem to think that it is. Alright. Seems like we found a way around. Alright. Very nice. Let's hope it was worth it. Ah, we're near the server room. Which is what we need to go talk to Bill Taggart. Alright, these things are locked in place, is that right? Or are they pan? Yeah, it looks like it's panning away. That's fine. Crates? Well, that didn't go so well for some people. As long as they don't actually look anywhere.
They're closing in on me! These shadows! I see them everywhere! This can't go on! I can't take much more of this!
Okay. So not just in the server room, a bit further. Plasma capsules. We've seen these heavy guys like this before, right? Flip him over. I really want to see what's on his breastplate. Nothing. So he just has a 3 stamped on the front. Interesting. Of course there's a vent. God damn it. So we had options. What was the option? That's interesting. Oh, I see. I see. We're below. Camera freaked out a little bit, but it's alright. Actually, let's go ahead and buy that timer upgrade. Might as well. Server room, server room, server room. Actually think we might be getting kind of far away from it, but nope. Because that looks like Bill Taggart right there.
Get away! Just get away! I saw what you people did. You killed them all! You even killed each other!
Really did not. Not a test. From Core Center Command to Sec Center Command. Look, guys. I know it makes some of you squeamish, but we have a responsibility to these girls. They're sacrificing everything to make sure the station is safe and secure. Need I remind you what could happen if one tiny crack in the outer structure goes undetected? I'm not asking you to sit in there and talk to them, but I am asking you to make sure that the nutrient lines are filled and no contaminants are getting in. And it's perfectly safe to open the pod once in a while to check for heart rate and pulse fluctuations manually. Just remember to use the associated security hub for each pod and then close it when you're done. Alright, well... Alright, fine. It's gonna see us. Mr. Taggart.
Mr. Jensen, how ironic that you should be the one to save us from the monsters out there.
Monsters, Taggart? You mean people. Augmented people who've lost all control, lost their reason.
Isn't that supposed to be my line? Unfortunately, it seems your esteemed Mr. Darrow decided to appropriate my point and turn it back on me. In madness and in blood. He has betrayed us all.
So you finally admit it. You are part of this, after all. You have been all along.
It would be pointless to deny anything now, but despite what you think of us, we never wanted augmentations outlawed. All we've ever sought is regulation, rules governing how the technology is developed, and laws that ensure it's used for the good of society.
You've raised society above humanity. So who gets to make those rules?
Men with wisdom, strength, and tenacity to know what's right. Proven leaders who distinguish themselves like you, Mr. Jensen. You've certainly earned the right to be one of us. All you have to do is take it.
I'm not looking for glory, Taggart.
Just remember that without control, there's no room for freedom, only anarchy. You were a policeman once. You know the importance of order.
I know there's a difference between order and slavery.
The biochip wasn't supposed to force people to do anything. It merely limited powers so that people couldn't go on killing sprees like the ones taking place right now.
Amazing how well that worked out.
Say what you will, but I know that some part of you agrees with me. Absolute freedom is no different than absolute chaos. Society needs boundaries if it has any hope of surviving. And you, Mr. Jensen, can be the one to give us that hope. Shut down Darrow's signal. Then help me get a message out saying that an accident at VersaLife contaminated the world's neuropozyne supply.
VersaLife? And what if I decided to blame the Illuminati?
The Illuminati is just a name to get rich financiers to invest more money. Besides, do you really think the world will believe in some 18th century conspiracy theory? Do this for us, and you'll ensure a future for mankind, all of mankind, augmented or otherwise. The future Hugh Darrow offers doesn't allow for both.
Let me think about it.
Sounds like you want the government to decide what people can and can't do with their bodies. Not sure I'm into that. Also, I want that credit chip, and it's not available. Alright, that's fine. It's kind of Stargate looking, isn't it? Well, tell you what. You guys, you stay here. Why is that one dude alarmed, like, all the way over there? We're not anywhere near him, and we weren't alarmed earlier. Like, what has changed that guy's mind? Oh, that was ominous. I saw the body move. Alright. So, this hallway here, we need to go back and down some. We can do that. He really should have deactivated, shouldn't he? I want to say that there was not a warp portal. What was it called? There was something in Deus Ex. I want to say it was called a universal constructor. It built things on like a nanotech level. And I want to say that it kind of had a ring shape like that. Alright. I think if I stay down in the trench and hug the wall, I won't get spotted by the cameras. Yeah. Weirdly enough, we're not doing it very quietly, but nobody really seems to have paid any heed to that. Eventually your calves are going to get sore. Alright, so... Taggart didn't really tell us what he wanted to do. He just told us to blame VersaLife, to blame this all on some sort of poisoned neuropozyne thing. That way they can really get on top of it. Really regulate that down as a drug. And by controlling the drug, they are going to control all the people who are dependent upon it, which is everybody in the world that has augments that is not us.
No, I know, I heard it, I did.
Okay, so we'll need to go down the stairs. And then keep sneaking underneath. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Although that is a lot of people. That's a bunch of people over there. If I go over and down, I can maybe sneak around them this other way. That's a mess. If we go down, I think we can jump up over this stuff.
No, there's no one here. It's all in your head. All in your head.
Correct. It's all in your head.
I know you're not there. Stop talking to me.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. Alone, all of you. Out of my head. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Alone, all of you.
Let's just try getting up here this way.
I don't want it.
I'm gonna make my footsteps silent and go invisible.
Here. We've locked ourselves in the machine room. Please.
All right, Seraph.
Help us.
Okay, boss. I'll help. Where is he? There's 2 elevators. That elevator goes way down. Okay, and interestingly enough... Wait, no, does it go up? Where does it go? It doesn't really... Yeah, okay, it goes down here. Which is how we'll get down. Alright, yeah, instead of heading that direction, let's see if we can find Seraph. The one good thing I can say for Seraph, other than the fact that he's actually a pretty good guy, generally speaking, is he did reject the, all the Illuminati's advances against him. Like, he didn't let them take over his company or anything else like that. It takes a lot of energy to fight everybody off like that, but he is pretty radical so far as being in favor of augments and stuff like that goes. I seriously wonder if he needed the augment for his arm, or if he got it because he wanted it. Alright. That is a bunch of people. Yeah. Quite a few. Alright. Looks like there's 3 staircases down. Ultimately, I bet it's this room. But there is some sort of kind of a closet there.
Kill. He's gonna kill all. Gonna kill.
I believe that we can probably jump up on top of all these pipes and stuff. Also, we could definitely just hit that exploding barrel. And that would certainly just end all of this. Well, most of these guys anyway.
Get away from me! Shut up! Stay away! Stay away from me! Get away from me! There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Just let there be nothing. Get up! Get up! I'm freaking the fuck out, man! Someone stop me!
I'm freaking the fuck out, man!
Get away! Get away from me!
There may be some going over the top. It looks like there's definitely some going down the bottom, too.
Get up! Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me!
One thing I've always felt a little bad for Deus Ex is they've never had truly great voice acting for any of their NPCs. Like, this is like kind of madness. Because it sounds like it's 2 guys recorded on a loop. Alright. So there we could go through that door. Alright, that's a lot of people. No wonder they are finding themselves in such dire straits. Alright, let's go back and see if we can go through this other door. I don't think it should be a problem to do so. It looks very achievable. Power boost bar. A new login. I've noticed that all of these names for these security logins seem to be women's names. I'm wondering if they are the names of the women that are that have been converted to the Hyron project. Oh my god. Closed door. Like, I'm wondering if Dayu is one of the computer's names. I think we also had like an Annabelle or something like that. Definitely had a few. They've all been women's names. I keep expecting to see it, but as I recall, one of the designs for one of these is in the shape of the Deus Ex logo. And I can't remember why I know that. So it must be a special terminal if it made... Fuck off. This is a problem. Mines and crazy people. That's a giant fucking problem. Alright. Hopefully that's it. Huh. Well, what do you know? finally showed a second plasma weapon. I see. It's a wall punching area. Got it. That's a style of playthrough that I've never done before. I've done basically pure hacking with some stealth. I've done pure stealth with pretty much no hacking. But I think I hear another mine. We need to be careful. I think all the crazies are over there. Fuck!
I can't stand the noise! Okay. They got him.
Jumping is fucking terrible when it comes to those. I don't really know. I don't remember how to long-range disable mines. It's not tasering. Alright, whatever. They've decided to fuck off, at least. Us have received requests for new codes. Maintenance room 212, machinery bin 9823. So they're in some sort of moon pool. That's rough. Alright, let's look at the computer here. Okay, so the complaint from before... Hey, Jerry, Mika was talking to me about this, apparently seriously worried about the valve failure. Kind of scary, isn't it, considering that we're sitting in the middle of the Arctic Ocean? Alright, guys, you must all know this. I can't stress it enough. We must keep the main outlet valves in pristine condition. To some extent, they are the Achilles heel of the whole operation. If they fail, the entire station's in danger of collapse. Safety purge protocols. Hyron core. Use security hub A to open pod 1 door. Approach manually. Perform visual manual inspection of equipment to confirm that coolant readings are at operational levels. Crossed wires, breakages in the main structure, ensure the transistor couplings are fully locked with no possibility of leakage. Perform manual visual inspection of the drone. That means human person. Former human person. Note the pallor on the flesh of the face, hands, and visible skin. Manually check the pulse in the neck or wrist. Return to security hub 1 and close the door. Repeat for 2 and 3. To access the alpha pod, open 1, 2, and 3 and leave open for the duration of the check. Alright. David.
Adam! Oh, thank God you came. I've got wounded here. We'll have to move them first.
We can't move anyone yet. Not until I get to the base of the station and shut down Darrow's broadcast.
What? Why?
The chaos you experienced here, it's everywhere. The Illuminati created a biochip that stops people from using enhanced abilities, and Darrow turned it into a kill switch.
Oh my God, you... We gotta fix this, Adam. If people realize what's happened, if they believe augmentation technology created this chaos, they'll ban human enhancement research forever.
And that would be a bad thing.
Yes, it would! Don't you see what's at stake here? Ever since man first crawled out of that ocean, we've been striving to be more than we are. Augmentation technology is just the latest, greatest step on a very long road. But we've barely scratched the surface of its potential. We can't let fear stop us from continuing.
That's your belief, Seraph. Not everyone shares it.
But you do, Adam. I know it. And if we work together, we can really make a difference. We can improve the lives of everyone, but only if we fix this.
Go on.
We'd have to get a message out. after you shut down Hugh's signal. Tell the world, tell them the Humanity Front did this. That their doctors created a virus that only affects augmented people.
You mean lie?
It'll give us time, son. Time to figure out how to destroy the Illuminati's biochips and move on.
And what about the people who've been hurt by this? Don't they deserve the truth?
I had them. If we want the freedom to become more than we are, we can't be blinded by a misguided morality. Some people will be left behind. It's reality. It's evolution, son.
Right. Evolution based on my DNA.
Please, son, you have to stay with me on this.
I'll think about it.
Well, that's interesting. I don't think Seraph's entirely wrong. I think who he chose to blame it on is probably a bigger problem than anything else. Really, Humanity Front probably has no real capability to do something like this, and I think people would see through that. It would honestly be better to kind of blame it on what it is. Businesses that wanted to control it. Unfortunately, Seraph, you may be one of, if not the only ones that managed to resist this, but it would paint you in a bad light. So I know why you're not picking it. But, you're basically asking me to lie and forgo morality and dedication to the truth. Not super stoked about that either. Really? I don't think you can. I think the game is just alarming people without really giving me a chance. I hate you, monster! Alright. This is gonna be an air vent system.
Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me! Okay.
Be nice if the door's closed, because I don't know how this dude doesn't see us.
Get off! Get off! Get off! Get off! Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me! Okay. They're gone. Get off me! Get off! Get off! Get off! Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me!
Not letting me close the door.
They're gone. Get off me! Get off! Get off! Get off! Get away from me! Get away! Get away!
Nope.
Get away from me!
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, if he's not going to pay any attention.
Get off me! Get off! I can't let them take control. God, get off! You can't be here! Not now!
Good thing about the crazies is that they don't resurrect each other. God damn it. That erratic movement really...
Get off me! Get off! Get off! Get away from me!
I'm amazed he didn't hear my taser misfiring, but... Alright. Alright, what can we do in here? Seems like this is more of a way down than a way up. So that may have been completely unnecessary. We may have been meant to jump down this tube. We were! I know where that is now. That's up there with the pipes. We could have used that to bypass some of the sneaking and use the stun takedown as we land. Alright. Got it. So, semi-pointless waste of ammunition, but...
Get away from me!
So we have to go back through this room. Does not look like there's an easy way to jump over this. I mean, I could kind of get up there. Yeah, we'll just use the door.
Get away from me! Get away!
God damn it. Fuck off.
Real! Not real! Not real! Get up! Get up! Get up! No! You won't get me!
So close. That was a mess. Alright, so that one's got to pass through, the other one's got to pass through, and then we can probably jump over it. Or we can go to the other side. And we know that's a route that we can pass through because we did it before. For fuck's sake. He didn't even alarm, he just instantly became crazy. So much easier to play this game when you're just non-lethal, but you're not worried about stealth because you can just run up to people and tase them in the face and it doesn't matter. You're just like, fuck you. I have a taser and I'm way faster than you.
Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me!
Well, we have a slightly better idea of how to get through this room this time, at least. Oh, it feels bad to have gone completely the wrong direction with it. Alright. I don't have to pass through this room. As long as nobody is looking in my direction, I could pass back over into the submachine room.
Get away from me! Get away! Get away from me!
There we go. Kind of, since I know that I can combine a grenade with a mine template, there's a part of me that wishes I could basically dig out the charge from the templates and turn them into, or from the mines and turn them back into templates. Honestly, I would even do it at the expense of losing whatever charge was in it, because sometimes I just do not need frag mines. Okay, most of the times, I do not need frag mines. Kind of a specialty item, really. Seems like a good time to drink vodka, doesn't it? Dude, tasing is like the best possible option whenever we're talking about all these poor dumbasses. I mean, otherwise they're basically kind of fucked. I have 21 of the individual granola bars, so let's just eat some of those.
You're the monster! It's your fault! Get away!
Alright, so just around the corner and then back down. Not a problem. I guess we've really talked to all of the major faction leaders at this point in time. We talked to Hugh Darrow, who started this whole mess, who thinks that human enhancement's an abomination. We've talked to Taggart, who thinks that the government should decide what you do with your body. And we've talked to Seraph, who thinks that it doesn't matter. You should have the ultimate freedom to do what's your body, even if it leaves other people behind, even if it makes humanity and what it means to be human diverge. Mankind divided, you might say. The interesting thing about all of them is they all think they know what's best. And yet, they're ultimately powerless to do anything because they require our badassery to actually, like, move around. They're all stuck in rooms. Darrow, maybe, maybe not. Let's be honest, though. An old man with a cane is probably not going to really be able to deal with all of this. He may be okay for now, but it's not going to last. Access granted. Lockdown disengaged. Heading for that control tower. Just a heavy rifle sitting on the floor. No sweat. Yeah, the entire fate of humanity is on our shoulders. I mean, it kind of is. Should it be? Emergency, danger, we're breathing apparatus in this area. Well, I definitely can do that. Fuck off. Riot gas. That's nice. I thought all it was really going to do was give us the option to, like, move people. Now, we can take these gas canisters. It is the same kind of gas. And we can chuck them out there. It's noisy. It attracts people and stuff like that. Our Simons. That's not what I meant to do.
Access granted.
But it's fine. We have so many stops and stuff like that. It's not a problem. Yeah, the option is basically to just turn on the turrets and mow everybody down. In fact, there's an explosive barrel partway down. I am willing to try something we've never really tried before and take one of these fragile gas canisters with us and see if we can chuck it through. There's so many of them here that I don't think it would, like, we kind of have to be able to, right? Yeah, actually that doesn't really work. I don't have a good way to get it through unless...
Get out! Get out of my goddamn head!
Yeah, I don't really think I can think of a good way to be able to do that. So... riot gas it is. Because I don't see any way to be able to get these canisters of it out of here. I thought... he's alarmed. There's actually a possibility. We'll have to be a little unstealthy to do it, but... Okay, made a ton of noise, but...
I won't hurt you. I just want to talk.
Yeah, just want to talk. My ass. Alright. Well, I was hoping I could use that to create some gas that I could throw out, but I guess the tanks are more there for display than anything else. Bummer. Alright, we have to let them de-alarm a little bit. Actually, it looks like we have 3 canisters of gas.
I won't let them take over. I will sneak.
Fuck off.
I see you, sneaker.
I see you, sneaker. Yeah. We have a fair amount of gas. We don't actually have to go get it, but I guess we're already in here, so... hoping I could, like, go through that door or something, but that is just straight not an option. I have to be really creative to try and gas these fools out. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Or I could just try and wing my way through it invisibly. We're gonna try for gas, I think.
Stand still. Stand
Fuck off, really? He saw that? I thought he was looking away. Fine, fuck him. We're just gonna throw some gas, I don't care. We're just gonna be invisible and throw a grenade, and that's just the way that things work. Fuck off, really? They all went hot. Well, there is a hostile, that's interesting. I guess he saw the gas. So gas is not even really a good option for us. There's definitely some stealth options that we haven't tried. We'll have to do that. I was hoping for some sort of creative environmental solution, but that's not really how things are going to work. Good to know. That's a mechanic we really had not discovered or used for the gas. Gas needs to knock everybody out. If it doesn't knock everybody out, then it's not effective. Using the, what is it, glass cloak system, I think it's called. Glass shield cloaking system is almost a cheat. I mean, I know that it requires resources to use, but I always like looking for some other option. Because silencing my footsteps and then just running through invisibly is, well, it's definitely one way to avoid the problem. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? No need to be stealthy here. Elevator go down the hole. Make sure that I don't have any side quests, but yeah, we talked with Taggart and Seraph. Yeah, no problem. Elevator go down the hole. Pretty sure when you see a big elevator like this that we're nearing the final battle. So there is no point in hoarding or marshaling our resources at this point in time. Just use everything that we've got. No problems. As always, the final boss battle is a lethal battle. There's no way to do it and not make the lethal choice. Actually, I'll go ahead and make a hard save here. Panchaea, Hyron Core. Heavy rifle. Last chance to take a plasma gun.
What the hell?
Water pressure nominal at 173 psi.
Who am I?
Communications web online.
I feel cold.
Drones 1 through 3 within operational parameters.
I don't remember.
Drone 4 disconnected.
Let me go.
Processing.
Oh God, please help me. I'm scared.
Core temperature stable. Processing.
Zhao, what are you doing?
Connecting to Panchaea's Haron project, Mr. Jensen. The most advanced quantum computer slave to the human brain, and the closest to perfection we'll ever achieve. I'm going to use it to hack Darrow's signal and rework the message to our benefit.
Our benefit? You mean the Illuminati's?
Someone has to override the signal and be the world's savior. And let's be honest, neither of us would trust anyone else to fill that role. Computer, begin EEG sync.
So much pain.
Syncing beta waves at 40 cycles per second.
Sleep, please. Let me sleep.
Incompatible master-slave chain detected. Alert. Unable to transfer control to Alpha Pod.
The system won't recognize my chip.
Neural systems offline. Rerouting control of energy.
I can't control Iron!
Increasing glutamate levels by 32%.
Zhao, get them out of there. I have to reach the control chamber.
No! I can still control it! I'm in control!
Stop the signal!
Security alert.
Through the primary drone hatch.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Putting it mildly, Jensen.
Alpha Pod security in place. To access Alpha Pod, purge tertiary pods.
Yeah.
I must be the one to alter the signal. Once I do, the council will welcome me with open arms.
I don't think I'm close enough. Cool thing about the laser is, it's just glass.
Stay away! Stay away! Bad man is here. Why does he want to kill us? Kill him.
You have to have been better served keeping your head down, Jensen.
Would I have been?
I'll do it, Mother. Just don't hurt anymore. Just no more pain. Please, keep him away from us. Security measures are sufficient. Insufficient.
Once the weight of their gaze touches you, there is no escape.
Interesting.
Hydrostatic pressure rising. Can't breathe. It hurts. It hurts so much. Systems are. My organic systems under stress will apologize.
Fine.
Do you
Bitch.
see where honor and ambition lead you? To a hole miles deep in the ocean.
Glass doesn't do shit against lasers. It's not really a patch, it's a laser beam. It's just, you have to get close enough. The only thing I know for sure that they patched was... Get knocked off the wall. The only thing I know for sure that they patched was during the Namir fight, it was possible to take him down if you caught him at the right time. So this is one of the few ways to get Pacifist for this achievement, because one of the things that you have to do in order to beat it are kill these women, these drones, which is terrible. But they all pretty much died automatically whenever we killed the bitch in charge. And she is, in fact, just a charred husk. It's so fucked up that she wanted to do to herself what was done to these other women. I guess she thought she could be in control.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the Edge. It is not the end of the world, but you can see it from here.
Eliza? What are you doing here?
It is my job to monitor and report on the news, Adam. Before Darrow smothered everything with his signal, the whole world was tuned into this place, including me.
The broadcast. I have to stop it.
I know. Please, come closer. Do you know where we are, Adam? We are at the fulcrum point, when society lies in the balance. Hugh Darrow hoped to tip the scales one way, by telling the world everything you already know. About the biochip, the Illuminati, everything. He believed knowing the truth would convince mankind to abandon research into human enhancement technologies forever.
It would certainly give them reason to fear it.
Indeed. Darrow's confession is ready to send. If you want, I can wideband it across all media as soon as you shut down the signal. Everything you worked so hard to uncover will be exposed. But only if you deactivate the broadcast using this control. However, if you desire, I can alter Darrow's message. Conceal the creation of the biochip while putting in new content.
Content blaming the humanity front, like Zareth suggested.
The organization has already admitted to harboring terrorists. It would be easy to convince people they turn to biological warfare in a more desperate attempt to get rid of augmented people.
But why? What would that achieve?
In time, it could shift the focus of hatred onto people whose prejudices are seen as too extreme, leaving corporations free to experiment with human evolution as they desire. But if you want me to perform this edit for you, you must disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Alternatively, Darrow's message can be adjusted to erase all mention of the power group known as the Illuminati. I can report that lack of proper regulation allowed vast quantities of neuropozyne to become contaminated prior to reaching the market.
Taggart's preference. You think the world will buy a made-up story about neuropozyne poisoning?
You might be surprised by what people believe. I can convince them. And having experienced the negative effects of corporate negligence firsthand, a majority of people might force the world to place harsh restrictions on all human enhancement research. But only if you disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Of course, there is another option. This passage leads to Panchaea's pressure regulation controls. Destroy them and the installation will cave in on itself, overwhelmed by the weight of the ocean pressing against it. Everyone inside the structure will die.
That's a solution?
No one will be left to tell the world what happened, Adam. Nobody will be able to spin the story.
Including me.
The choice is yours. Do you believe you have the wisdom to choose an appropriate future for mankind? Or do you trust mankind to find the answers on its own?
That's the real that's the real question right there. This is a false dilemma. Do we think that we know what's best for the world? Somebody who has admittedly fucked up relationships with people, who was cyborged against his will, who had the opportunity to murder many, many, many people. I mean, let's pretend that we weren't a good cop for this run. We would be a psycho killer on par with everybody else. Yeah. So, all of these in my mind are bad choices. we're not any better suited to decide the course of 7 billion people.
If you do this, the world will be left with questions and may never reach a consensus. Are you sure this is your choice? We have little time left, Adam. And might I say, it has been a pleasure.
Do I trust mankind to save itself? That's what Eliza was asking. The truth is, I don't know. After everything I've seen, all the fighting and the chaos around me, I only know what I want to believe. Somehow, human decency will triumph. These past few months, I've faced many life-threatening situations. I could have given up many times, but my need to know the truth, to uncover the secrets that others were hiding, and to survive forced me to keep on going. Most of the time, I tried to keep my values in mind, knowing my actions did not have to harm others. I held on to my humanity, resisting the urge to abuse power or resources in order to meet my goals. And in the end, I got the job done. But does this mean I have the right to choose for everyone? No. Because it isn't up to me. It isn't up to Darrow, Sarif, or Taggart either. Ordinary men and women will have to decide together what course mankind should take. The kind of people who time and time again have picked and chosen the future in highly practical ways, slowing change when it's negative, speeding it up when it's good. Can they do it again? I don't know. But I do know I'm not about to let anyone in this station, myself included, stand in their way.
What I like about playing a passive ending like that and then choosing the self-destruct option is you might actually be the only person qualified to make that choice. And what makes you qualified is the fact that you know that you aren't. It's the very definition of the person who wants to be in power shouldn't be. So, regardless of what's happening, based on the things that we saw, we know that the station was failing. It was only ever going to stay operational while the Hyron project was active. The tide, sea pressure, microfluctuations, everything the computer system was managing went offline the moment that we killed Xiao. So, the station was doomed no matter what. And we'll find out at the beginning of Mankind Divided that in the ensuing chaos, our signal was not believed. Not even received by a lot of people. I know they wanted to preserve an ending. And there's no technically canonical ending because of that. But when they wrote the game, in the original drafts, they assumed that self-destruct would be the option. Yeah, it is a bittersweet ending. Deus Ex is not a believer in happy endings. You were used and abused and betrayed by the people you trusted the most, told to do things, believing in the people that asked you to do them to find out that they were manipulating you for their own ends. Megan, David, literally every person that ever gave you a mission. With the exception of probably Pritchard. He didn't like you enough to lie, so he was honest about everything he asked you to do. That's kind of cool in a way. So with 4 endings, there's a total, well, 4 choices. There's a total of 12 endings. The pure pacifist route, which is what we did, the murder every fucking buddy route, and then somewhere in the middle. And I don't know what the dividing line is. I've heard that it matters more about the conversation options you make than the number of bodies that you make. But I don't know for sure. I do know that Mankind Divided is probably the next game that I'll stream, though. Nice to have a follow-up to this. And Elias Tofexis, the man who voices Adam Jensen. That's pretty much the voice that he does. Like, if you hear him in anything else, you'll immediately go, that's Adam Jensen. But it was a good fit. A good fit for the role. Was there an alternate ending that you... Hey! Lenny Parker. Lenny Parker was in Earth Final Conflict. I didn't notice that. Sealy Bob, was there a different choice that you were interested in seeing? Ultimately, I think that's the best one, but we can certainly make another choice. I did do... Well, we should be able to load the autosave, I think. There is an after credit sequence, which is what we're waiting for here. That is a lot of production, babies. So there's a terrible alternate thing that can happen. If we didn't save Malik, she would have been in that chop shop down in the Harvester's parking garage. They would have taken her body and chopped out her implants. So, I don't know. The Malik-Jensen relationship is far more real to me than, like, the Megan-Adam relationship. Because we only see Megan after they've broken up. She's pretty dismissive and Queen Bee-ish against her team, which is exactly the way she behaves when we find her at the Omega Ranch. So it doesn't really seem like she learned anything. She still seems like kind of a shit person that got lucky by stumbling onto your DNA. Well, we won't really be able to do a full bad guy ending because I didn't murder the hell out of everybody, but I can certainly choose Taggart or Darrow or Seraph and see what their ending is like. Unskippable cutscenes, man. I did notice the Legend achievement unlocked, which I think means I think that means I completed the game. I think that was the last achievement. This is a whole duplicate credits for the DLC, even though they integrated the games. They just added the other credits at the end. Alright, let's just try seeing if skip works. Nope. By skipping it, we skipped the final scene. That's no good. Alright, we do have one achievement left. Deus Ex Machina. Experience all the different endings that Human Revolution Director's Cut has to offer. I think that means we have to choose each of them, so let's continue. And let's pick different ends.
Hello.
Eliza?
It is...
Alright, we'll just skip through everything that she has to say. And we'll take a look at our options here. So we have to send David Seraph's message, to send Hugh Darrow's message, or to send Taggart's message. Let's start with Taggart's message, where there was a... well, it'll tell us. We're gonna lie and say that the neuropazine was a bad batch and everybody tripped balls.
If you do this, first-hand experience with corporate negligence on such a grand scale may convince mankind to enact harsh restrictions on human enhancement research. Are you sure this is your choice? So be it then.
She's not happy with that one.
To those who don't have it, it's more valuable than gold. But where should it start and end? We humans often think we have the right to expand, absorb, convert, or possess anything we need to reach our dreams. But time and time again, hasn't this led to conflicts with others who essentially believe the same thing? Looking back on the challenges I faced, at the way I often resolve them, I realize morality can become our saving grace. Most of the time, didn't I try to keep my values in mind, knowing how my actions would affect others? More often than not, I resisted the urge to abuse power and resources simply to reach my goals more swiftly. I managed to hang on to my humanity. But the temptation to ignore it was always there. It's that temptation that so worries Taggart. He's not afraid of freedom. He's afraid of the chaos that erupts when individuals have nothing but morality to constrain them. He wants us to regulate enhancement technologies because he fears all that power without limits, without guide rails to keep us from abusing it. Absolute freedom is no better than chaos. Society needs laws and regulations to protect it. So if the men and women behind Taggart need to work in the shadows, pulling strings to enable us to head in a safe direction, will supporting them be all that bad? If they're as wise as Taggart says, how bad will their leadership be? I just hope they stand by what they say.
Alright. So that's the pro-regulation route.
That...
If you do this, the unadulterated truth in Darrow's confession may well convince mankind to cast all science and technology aside, to ensure that future generations grow up free and whole. Are you sure this is your choice? So be it then.
I've never chosen this
Albert
choice.
Einstein said, technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Took me a while, but I finally see his point. How often have we chased the dream of progress only to see it perverted? More often than not, haven't the machines we built to improve life shattered the lives of millions? And now we want to turn that dream on ourselves to fundamentally improve who we are. Experience has shown me how dangerous that can be. How many times in the Call of Duty did I almost fall into the trap of taking shortcuts, abusing my abilities or the resources at hand? I resisted. Barely at times, because I valued human lives and considerations. Can I truly despise others who fall? Technology offers us strength. Strength enables dominance, and dominance paves the way for abuse. Darrow understood this. He knew that using technology to become something more than we are risks losing our ability to love, aspire, or make moral choices. The very things that make us human. It also risks giving some men the power to make others what they choose, regardless of the cost to human dignity. The suffering Darrow inflicted is not the end of the world. It is merely the seed for change. And change never comes without pain.
If you trace that route through the entire series of the game, like through Human Revolution, Mankind Divided, Deus Ex, and Deus Ex Invisible War, it ends in global nuclear Armageddon. I like all of them in a way. They were very clever, especially considering I played a good playthrough, a non-violent playthrough, of justifying your actions and beliefs by telling you something that is absolutely rational and viable for you to have assumed as you played through. Adam did this based on the fact that, taking what we want against others